my mind is racing 500 million thoughts per second. And in that racing, I forgot to tell you what we're doing today. And so what we're doing, okay, back of the heart. Oh, okay, you got it. Back of the heart, working it out. Okay, so as your sweet guide, Teresa Phelps Martin, we're gonna be mindful of the breath. You see those two swirly squigglies, air on air. Where does that come from? How do I determine it? The sun is in Aquarius, the moon is in Libra. They are both air signs, so they work together really well. In that, our nervous systems, though, when we don't have a container, we can get overwhelmed, overstimulated, over mental. So just think of all these molecules racing around. It's winter time, so that cold also, if you're like me, agitates. So make sure you have layers on and that you're warm. With this air energy, we are going to move where we flow and just get the breath going. Since there was the request to breathe into the back of the heart, I really want you to feel that breath into the back body anytime you can remember it. We're going to really enhance this idea of breathing on the horizontal line so we can broaden our perspective. I grew up with a dad that's a fighter, was a fighter pilot, and then he flew privately. I also earned my pilot's license. How you navigate without any instruments, because that's how you learn, is all through your senses and visual. And how you even things out is by understanding the horizon. So you have an inner horizon. You have this ability to close your eyes and reorient to your inner self and find what that horizon is for you. So let's do it, okay? Come standing if you're not already. After we move and get the breath going, we're going to settle our systems so our system feels held. Because even though we have a lot of air energy, we want to invoke all the elements. So as you stand on your feet, bring one hand to the front of your heart and then one hand to the back of the chest. And as you have your hands here, this may be hard to do, by the way. I'm actually going to switch and I'm going to do the arm that doesn't really move. And as your hand is here, you're going to breathe into the back. And this is hard. You may have to bring your hands here to the back of your ribs and just breathe into that back body. And as always, you can also have your hands on the heart or palms together. As always, you hold authority. You are the one navigating the trajectory of your practice. And we call on the highest and bring down a divine ray of love and protection and draw a circle around our individual selves, our world, our technology, our community, and beyond. Continue to breathe into the depths of your being. Breathe so deeply you feel your rib cage moving. And then those 3 breaths, honoring all that you have, appreciating the physical form, calling on the highest, and integrating that energy into your heart to help with perspective, to gain greater insight into your own impact you have with each breath in and each breath out. And then exhale, release your hands. Inhale the arms up high. Bring the hands together, lift up. Exhale over to the left. Inhale up through the center. Exhale over to the right. Inhale through the center. Exhale over to the left. Breathing into that right sideline. Inhale through the center, exhale to the right. Go to each side once more. Keep this core engaged. And breathing so you wake up the side body. Inhale, come all the way back through the center. Hands come straight through the midline. Then arms go wide. Sweep them all the way high. And then exhale. Feel this invitation of your highest self coming in to participate with your true self of this moment. And not letting your mind wander into what could have been, but be present with what is. And we get to leap into the future because we're going to fold forward. So we know the forward bend is coming, but we're present with it as we exhale and hinge. Inhale, lengthen the spine. So as you lengthen, breathe into this horizontal side to the ribs. Lift through the belly, exhale, bow. Inhale, find that length. Exhale, bow down. Inhale, finding the length. Really fill up through the back. Exhale, fold over. Knees bend, left foot, then the right foot goes all the way back. We're going to continue to work the side body so we can open up these intercostals so we can breathe more deeply. Exhale, bend the knees. Hips roll to the left. Big inhale in. Big exhale out. Inhale, heels up through the center, bend the knees, hips roll to the right. Big breath in, big breath out. Go to each side 2 more times and a full cycle of the breath, right? So it's not just one breath per movement, but it's one full round of the breath in the pose, right? So each side one last time. And just feeling the perspective that what we're also doing by moving side to side is expanding our own ability to see what's in front of us and all around us. Inhale, come through the center, knees to the earth. Move into child's pose for 5 breaths. And just letting that awareness, because we're going to close off the front body, let that awareness move here. Breathing as if you had like a fish, right? Breathing into those gills. Exhale out completely. Draw into your core. You're going to inhale and roll up. Hopefully you can sit on your knees. If not, you're in charge of you. So be good to yourself. Hands are going to come forward. We're going to wake the core up and wake up the back body. So if you need to do cat-cow, go for it. I think my hips have gotten wider as I've aged, but my wrists have gotten skinnier because my watch is just driving me crazy. So, time is relative. We can transcend time, especially when we use the breath. So, in that idea of feeling exhausted, come back to the energy of your heart. And in that vastness, don't get lost. Feel the connection of your core drawing in, okay? So hands ground down. You're going to push down as you exhale, pull in, push the hands to the earth, and then inhale, open. Exhale, you could be doing cat-cow here. Inhaling, opening, yes, 3 times. Exhale, round, pull into the core. Inhale, rise up. Now as you rise up, come standing, circle the wrists. Okay, so feel the release. Hands are going to come to those ribs. Maybe the hands turn backwards. Maybe they turn down. Draw into the belly, shoulders to the back. So elbows are moving back, heart's opening. Big full breath in. And then exhale, thighs move back. Hands come to the earth 3 times. Pull into the belly. Inhale, open. Exhale, pull into the core. Push through your hands. Inhale, open 1 more time. Exhale, pulling in. Inhale, releasing, heart opens. Come standing on your knees. Hands clasp behind you this time. Shoulders drawn to your back. Lift through the heart. I forgot to say it last time, but 3 breaths here. So you're keeping the front body sealed in, breathing into the back. And after you breathe fully, last time, hands come to the earth, ground down, exhale, pull in, inhale, lengthen the spine, exhale, pull in, you're hugging into the midline, you're getting that core to open, ignite, inhale, open, exhale, pulling in, inhale, opening, rise all the way up. There's no fire in the sky until this weekend. Hands clasped. I can't do it, by the way, but if you can do that reverse Anjali Mudra behind your heart, go for it. I cannot. My shoulders, my wrists, and my elbows say not happening. So hands come to heart center. Front or back is up to you. Draw into the belly. Find that leg. So you're really working through the core here. You're hugging to the midline. Pubic bones moving down, tails moving down. You're not clenching your butt to thrust forward, but you're sealing in this energy of the nervous system. Hands come to the heart, front or back. Elbows are wide in that horizontal plane. Shoulders draw back. Lift the heart, lift the chest. 3 breaths here. You need the neck supported. So don't let the head fall back. Use those muscles. Your whole body is holding the energy. Yes, we're on our knees. Saying a prayer maybe. It only works to pray is if you trust that you're not alone and you have support. And when we feel overwhelmed or even underwhelmed, we need to know that there's a lot working for us in our favor. Inhale, come all the way up. Hands come to the earth. Tuck the toes. Move it back. Downward dog. Deep, full breath in. Deep, full breath out. Stay strong. Inhale, the right leg goes up. Bend the knee. Open the hip up. And then 3 circles. Knee to the heart. Open it to the side and all the way around. Step the foot through to the lunge. Find your fingertips. Inhale, the front leg's gonna go straight. Back knee bends slightly. Lift into the core. Bend the front knee. Open a heart. Inhale, hips pull up, and then as you exhale, bend the knee, get long. Inhale, stretch forward. Exhale, expand it. Inhale, hips lift. Exhale, bend the knee. Inhale, feel yourself rising up. Exhale, extend. So the breath is dancing. Inhale, lift. Exhale, melt. Inhale, expand. Open the heart. Pause here. Strong. Hug into that midline. Feel a lift. Hands come to heart center. Lift the armpits up. Yes, you're resting on your thigh, but you're not relaxing into your thigh. Hands come to the heart. Elbows go wide. Shoulders draw to the back. And you're going to slowly breathe into the side ribs as you rise up. Hands to heart center. Strong. Lift the chest. Open the throats, just like we did in that camel variation. Breathe in deeply and fully. And then exhale, hands to the earth. Shift the weight forward. Inhale, the left leg. And curtsy. Exhale, knees bend. Cross behind you, shoulders into the back. Inhale, stretch the leg out. Exhale, you're pulling into the belly. Inhale, extending. Release the head, neck, and jaw. Exhaling, drawing in. Inhale, extending. Step the foot all the way back. Right leg goes to the sky. Stretch it up fully. Stretch out through your left heel. Big, deep, gracious opening. Exhale the foot to the earth. Inhale, plank. Feel that lift, that engagement. Exhale, back, downward dog. Knees to the earth. Move back, child's pose. 5 breaths here. Breathe into the back body. Breathe into this expansion of the heart. After you breathe out, slowly roll up. My daughter has an old iPad that she's playing with. Hands come here. And it has music on it. A lot of my old music. 3 pulses here. You guys ready? We're doing this 3 times. So 3 pulses. Pull into the belly, rise up. Inhale, open. So what you're doing is you're breathing. It's about not just about muscularization here, even though we're doing it to warm the body up and make sure we continue to add fire to our life because it's absent. Once you come standing, circle the wrists, and then find one of these variations that supported you. 3 breaths here. We're not going into full camel pose. And then exhale, thighs go back, hands come down 3 times. And so the song that she always plays is an Amos Lee song. And I learned about Amos Lee because he came to one of my yoga classes when I taught at Infinite Bliss. 3rd one. And he and his buddy and his manager just all wanted to do yoga. They happened into my class. Draw into the core, rise up, find the expression that you can actually continue to orient to your inner horizon to keep perspective and your needs. Lift the heart up, come back down. 3rd time, feeling the lift. Opening up into the back body. Again, remember you could be doing cat-cow, okay? And then you come down, circle the wrists, come back to the expression that empowers you. I'm adding this prana mudra. Fingertips push in, wrists expand, elbows are wide, plugging in and opening up. 3 breaths. Lift from behind the heart, rise up, hands climb out in front of you, toes tuck, Adho Mukha Svanasana, because the moksha, the facing towards liberation is what the perspective will bring. As you're in downward dog, regain the connection to your whole self. Inhale, the left leg lifts, and then 3 circles. Feeling super steady and connected to the release in the hip joint. And then step it all the way through. Find your fingertips. Your wrist will get a break that way. Inhale, hips lift up. And exhale, bend slightly just to get deeper. Inhale, the back leg lifts. Exhale, lunge. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, the knee bends. Inhale, lift, and exhale, lunge. Feeling that engagement and that connection. I think we need one more, at least I do. And then as you're in that flow and in that rhythm, lunge, find that lunge, find your position, hug in. You're gonna continue to lunge forward, pull the hips towards each other, lift through the belly, fill up into the back body, hands come together, armpits lift up, plug in, and then you're gonna slowly curl up by expanding into the back body. Breathing all the way in and all the way out. Deep breath. And then exhale, hands come to the earth. Hi, Lou. Shift the weight forward, back leg lifts. Oh, love it when she comes to the yoga mat and does yoga. Hi, baby girl. So 3 times. Exhale, knee bends, you're curtsying. Inhale, the leg stretches up. Exhale. Inhaling, feeling the expansion and the contraction because that's part of the perspective too. The heart beats, and that gives us life. Stretch the leg out, foot moves back, left leg goes to the sky. Big full expansion, and then exhale the foot to the earth, Inhale, plank, strong, solid. Exhale it back, downward dog. Knees to the earth, child's pose. Exhale out completely. Inhale, roll the spine up. Hands come out in front of you, shoulders come forward. 3 pulses here. I'm keeping my knees down to really work on my alignment and my connection all the way to the earth. Hands are going to reach back. Circle the wrists if you need to. Palms up or down. It's up to you based on what your shoulders are going to allow for. Inhale, lifting up, Shalabhasana, keep the core engaged. Exhale, melt down with the shoulders stay up the back. They're not moving forward anymore. Inhale, rise up, hug to that midline. Keep the connection. Exhale, soften. You're not touching the earth. Inhale, lift, and exhale. Feel how the breath to breathe requires the expansion and the contraction. Rise up this time, stay lifted, relax your feet, bend your knees. Hands find the feet, shoulders drawn to the back, and allow for a greater opening in the heart. Deep breath in. And then as you exhale, free the right foot, stretch the right arm forward. You're going to roll over to your side. Use your arm as a pillow. Pull into the core. You might fall all the way back. Bend the elbows, shoulders to the back. Extend the foot back. Opening up. Rolling back to the center. Free both feet, arms by your side. 3 pulses. Inhale, rise. Realign. Exhale, soften. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, softening. Opening up the back body. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, softening. Inhale, lift. Stay. Bend the knees. Find the feet. Dhanurasana. It's not about how big you can go into the pose. It's about keeping the connection internally and honoring your being. Free the left leg, stretch the left arm out, roll over. Yes, you have to be aware of what that side body is. Draw into your center, kick the foot back. We have hips, so it's hard to be steady. Shoulders draw in, opening up. And then exhaling all the way back, freeing everything out. Hands come under the shoulders, feet ground down. Curl into cobra or upward dog. Feel that elbows bending, shoulders drawing in. Lift into the belly, and then dragging your hands back so your heart can move forward and then up. Big, gracious breath in, and then lift through that core. Tuck the toes all the way back. Downward facing dog. Lean over into the, right hand. Come over to the pinky toe side of the right foot. Step the left foot up the mat halfway. Bend the knee. Pull the outer hip in. Rib cage in. Shoulder blade in. Stay connected to that core line. Stay here or stack both feet. Breathing in, breathing out. Feel the connection. Stretch the arm up. As you exhale, left hand comes to the earth. Come back to downward dog. Right leg goes to the sky. Step the foot through to a lunge. Pivot the back heel to the floor. Elbow to the thigh or hand to the earth. It's up to you. Draw into that container. rotator. Get the ribs in, shoulders come into the back, lunge forward, stretch through the back heel. So much is happening at once. We're keeping the perspective into the back of the heart. Our intention is into this back line. Stretch the arm, because when we are overwhelmed, we get caught up in the frontal lobe. We want to move into the occipital lobe, right? We want to move back here. And it helps our nervous system. And believe it or not, everything our eyes see, it delivers back here upside down. And so in that perspective, in the amazingness of our brains take the message and orient to see it right side up. Yep. Exhale the hand to the earth. Spin the back heel up, step forward. Find both feet beneath you. Exhale, bow. Inhale, find length. Be with the breath. Expand again on that horizon. Exhale, bow. Feet to the earth. You can roll the spine up or move through an extended spine. Come all the way up standing. Inhale the arms wide. Pause here. As the arms are wide, make sure you can see out the corner of your eyes. Thumbs are going to go up and move the thumbs forward until you can see them in your peripheral vision, which is, by the way, pilots have to be able to do this in order to fly. Bend your elbows slightly, draw the shoulders in, breathe here. Feel that connection. Inhale the arms overhead. Thumbs are going to come together. It's a little intense. They may not come together. Keep the thumbs together, push them in towards each other. Bend the knees, right foot's going to rise up, right hand comes down. Hold the outside of the foot. Shoulders draw in. Feel the connection to that strength. Lift the heart up, open the throat, kick the foot back. So we're not going forward. We're staying connected on one foot, grounded, and opening the heart. Our mind is either going to think of the breath or get caught up in worrying that we're going to fall over, or focus on the physical connection. It's up to you. Inhale, come upright. Bring the foot forward. Hand comes to the knee. Plug in. Draw into that center. Draw into that core. Open the throat. Open the heart. As you exhale, hinge. Shift the weight forward. Hands reach back. Lift through the inseam of the leg. Pubic bone stretching back. Also stretch the tail back. Get the core to lift into that back body. Warrior 3. Deep, full breath in. And then exhale. Hand all the way to the earth. Standing splits. Just for a breath. Exhale back. Downward dog. Breathe into it completely. Exhale out deeply. Inhale, plank. Knees to the ground. 3 pulses. However that looks for you. We're flowing today, but here you get to pause. Pillow the hands, bow the head, connect to the breath. 3 breaths here. Bend the knees, flex the feet, or point the feet. Pointed feet will make it a bigger expression. Flex feet will make it more contained to the midline, which is why I'm doing flex feet, holding the ankles. Shoulders to the back, draw into the belly. Inhale, rise, Dhammirasana. From that inner horizon, so feel out to that periphery. Remember when your thumbs were reaching out. Expand your viewpoint to there. Breathe into that space. Free the feet. Inhale, rise up a little higher. Hands come to the earth. Feet anchor. Cobra. Lift up and back. Downward dog. Big full connection in. Big full connection with the breath out. We're going over to the left hand. Pivot. Bend the knee. Right foot's going to start by stepping up the mat halfway. So you can get this connection. If If you've been doing the knee to the earth, if you feel confident, try to come here. Challenge yourself a little bit. Maybe you just come here and you don't take the weight out of this leg. You just build the stability here. You build the rib cage pulling in, the belly drawing in, the ribs hugging in. And then maybe you stack the feet. And as you stack, the heart opens, the arm stretches straight out. Big full breath in. So think of that thumb, that periphery. Where are they? Exhale the hands to the earth. Left leg goes to the sky. And then exhale, step it all the way through to a lunge. Pivot the back heel, elbow. Or the hand can stay to the earth. I sometimes feel like I should have my hand to the earth, but I'm really working on smaller movements, bigger connection, if you didn't know that. So knees are bent, connect. Inner thigh, outer hip, inner thigh, outer hip, core, belly's drawing in. Rib cage is lifted. We're not dumping the rib cage here. Rib cage is lifted. We are lunging. We are connected. We are expanding. Breathing in and out. Try talking through your yoga practice. It's probably been good for my heart to talk, narrate as I do yoga. Exhale the hand to the earth. Spin the back heel up. Step it forward and bow. Into you, into your light, into your strength. Keep the perspective of, yes, we've been working our body. Keep the perspective that we're going through trying times collectively. Keep the perspective that the dinosaurs lived for 100 million years and they had small brains. We have big brains. We have the ability to know what's coming by looking at the weather or the stars. Keep the perspective that there are many humans that have gone before that have survived much grander trials and tribulations. So we can rethink the way we're engaging with our life and just think about it right here and right now. Do you want to inhale, lengthen the spine, and then exhale, bow, and move through an extended spine, or knees bent, vertebrae by vertebrae? It's up to you. Come standing. Arms go wide, okay? Feel that energy like you're pushing down to the earth. Shoulders draw in, and then we feel that lift. But we're not lifting because our ribs are flaring out. We're lifting because we're connected to the back of the heart, the back of the neck, the low back. And breathe. I hear footsteps. And then with that breath, as deep as you can breathe, which is hard, you're going to bend the knees, reach, bend knees, arms go overhead, thumbs connect. So you're feeling a resistance to that midline so that you're continuing to keep that expanded view. Now we're connected to that vertical line. You're going to draw in, knees bend slightly so you can connect more to your core. Bend the knee, left hand comes down, pull into the center, and then expand. Now as you're expanding, the right arm goes back, you pull back in, and you open the heart. It's a big back bend, right? Big feeling, small outer expression. But the insides are going, if you're participating. If you're not co-creating with the practice, then you're not getting anything. So don't blame me. You're responsible for you. Inhale, come upright. Knee comes forward. Hold on to that knee and reset. Elbows go wide. Pull into the core. Draw in. Big full breath in. And here we go. We're going to hinge at the waistline. Move on the horizon, right? What are you keeping perspective in? Draw into the core, arms reach out. Feel everything waking up, fully alive, breathing into that life. You can't think about anything else other than this moment. And then exhale, hands come down, just an expansion of a stretch. And then exhale all the way back. Downward dog, don't take a purple pacifier. She loves her squeaky toys. She's my little Libra, my air sign. She's got to communicate too. I wish you could hear her right now. She talks to us. Inhale, plank. Beep, beep. Exhale, 3 pulses. 1, 2, 3. All the way to the earth. Hands move back, feet move back. Inhale, I know, no pillow, it's coming. Inhale, rise. Bend the knees. Find the feet again. Find the expression that's working for you. Open into it. Big, full breath in. Big, full breath out. And then exhale. All the way this time. All the way to the ground. Melt into your heart. And when you breathe, breathe into the belly or the lower ribs, okay? So that you get the back body to expand. Two more breaths. Inhale, gaze to the center. Hands under the shoulders. Cobra pose. Ground through your feet. Feel yourself drawing in. Inhale, we're opening up. Bhujangasana, cobra or upward dog. Lift through your hips, tuck the toes. Run into a purple pacifier that squeaks. Use the wall for downward dog, you silly girl. Stretch, stretch. Look, she's joining us. Feel the inner joy, the inner light, the perspective of the innocence and the unconditional love. Thank you, Lulu. You're going to bring your knees to the earth and come seated. I'm going to turn this way because I have company. As you come seated, Lulu, okay, we're going to follow Lulu's lead, okay? You're going to come lying all the way down. She says, rub my belly, rub my belly, rub my belly. Come lying all the way down. Knees to your chest. Feet go to the sky. Just move them around. Okay, now. Yes, okay, good. Here we are. Do you guys feel your legs? Do you feel your core? I've been doing a lot of work to get my core to come alive again, to get the blood flow into areas that it hasn't flowed in a while. I hope you're feeling that right now as well. So feel yourself here, lying down, and I want you just to move from your belly, okay? Feel the movement of your legs because of the way you're tilting your pelvis back and forth. Okay, it's the tail's going up, the tail's going down, but it's because you're pulling your core all the way in. Okay? Now, find that neutral place. Shoulders are going to draw into the back. Elbows are going to bend. Hands come to your thighs. Push your hands into your thighs, thighs into your hands. Keep the ribs drawing in and drawing down. We're just stabilizing the back, right? We're not all the way here. We're not all the way here. We moved to wake it up and feel the connection. Turn your head from side to side. And I learned why. Thank you, Kara Price. Why does our neck get involved? Because when the pelvic floor, it all makes sense, gets activated, so does the upper palate. Why? Because it's connected to the diaphragm. Big inhale in. Big exhale out. I hope you are warm. Release your feet to the earth. Arms out from the shoulders like a T. Draw into the core. Roll the knees to the left. Slide the shoulders in. Keep the ribcage down. Look to the right. Bottom foot comes to rest lightly. You're not pulling things down. You're actually
actually pulling the thigh bones inward, getting into that core more. Shoulders are engaging. And then inhale, knees back through the center. Pick the right foot up. Draw in. You can rock from side to side if you need to find that low back stability. And then exhale the foot to the earth. Stretch this foot straight up to the sky. You're going to draw in, plug in. Arms come by your side, shoulders draw in. Inhale, one-legged, I'm very wobbly. One-legged bridge pose. Throats open, you're not going to get very high. Lead from your inner thighs, come back down. Foot comes to the earth. Arms stretch out to the side. Knees, the feet are hip distance apart. Knees roll to the right. Now what's going to happen is everything else rolls, right? That's why people do the shoulder up and then come back down. I'm not a fan of that one, but if you are, it's okay. Draw into the belly, wrap into the back body. Why is it okay? Because you know yourself. And if you're choosing not from the place of fear and worry, but rather perspective and curiosity and connection, and you breathe into it, your body will tell you right away. And if you still don't know, that you continue to build the trust with your body, and you continue to explore, and you continue to discover. You want to connect to that inner horizon and have resonance. The right foot is going to rest. It's not going to pull down. It's going to rest on the top of the left leg. I'm working really hard to not spill my container and dump out to the right. So it looks relaxing, but it's a lot of work here. And as I work, guess what's clearing out? This outer glute, this outer part of the hip, into those intercostals and those obliques. Inhale, come back through the center. And when we get these intercostals to open up, we can breathe more deeply. And here's the deal. When our nervous system is agitated, we are breathing super shallow. Period. Here you are. Come back to the center. Left leg lifts. Draw into the core. If you can keep yourself grounded in your breath, amazing things will happen. At least you'll get through the dance of life, because it's not always expansive. If we indulge, it can be too much. Nobody wants their waistline to grow unless they can't keep weight on, right? So look, there's always a contractive thought, a contrastic thought to what you think is right. Exhale, the foot comes to the earth. Whew. Right foot goes to the sky. If you need to undo things, undo things. Arms come by your side. My body's literally like, why did you sign up for this expression? Draw in, rise up. Once you get connected to yourself, you're going to discover your own strength, even the moments that feel highly contractive, like this one. And then slowly lower the hips down, and that's what resilience is all about. Bend the knee, foot comes to the earth. Find yourself where you are on the ground. And then, I gotta see how much time I have left. I really wanna, okay, we don't. Okay, so here you are. You're gonna draw both knees in. So it's kind of like a reclined, seated forward bend. You may just come here, knees. It's not a big hug into your chest. That does feel good, don't get me wrong. So if you need it, go for it. Otherwise, draw into that core, throats open, and you're gonna bend your knees and find the pinky toe sides of your feet. You may just be here. You're gonna draw the arms in. You may be here. You may be thinking I'm crazy, and you might be here. You're gonna draw the arms in, draw the rib cage in, and then you're gonna slowly keep the elbows wide, so you keep that inner horizon. I don't want you to think about the exterior expression. I want you to keep the perspective on that inner horizon. The outer horizon is there so that when you go inward, you remember that there's the room to expand into. You don't go inward and feel like everything's closing in on you, okay? It's really important. If you can't get here and you have a towel or a strap, you can do this with a towel or a strap. I just don't want you to get all caught up in the straight leg thing. That's so aggressive and we're not there right now. We're being mindful, we're slowing down, we're being aware. Elbows go wide, draw into that core. You gotta keep engagement with the tail without it pushing up. You want that belly in and breathing. No, it's not as juicy. Look, I'm totally shaking. No, it is not as juicy as a seated forward bend. So if you need one later, give yourself permission to do one. Look, you guys, it's going to be a year soon. Once that sun moves into Aries, we will have been doing yoga virtually for a year. Who would have thought? Not me. Keep breathing. And then exhale, bend the knees, feet come to the earth. Feet can come together, knees can go wide if you have access to that. Otherwise, legs walk out long. Jaw relaxes. Shoulders relax. So, we've moved to get our heart beating, to get the fire ignited, so that there's so much air. What we did was actually align with that ability to expand our horizon internally so we can feel the connection in the container, that we can wake up to our resilient nature, our potential. We can accept that we're exhausted. We can be cranky that we miss being in person. We can also lean into the support we have right now and cultivate trust, innovation, ingenuity, and reorient ourselves to re-engaging with a fresh lens, a higher perspective, a wider angle. As you breathe, see if you can breathe into the bottom back chamber of your lungs. That's going to be a lifetime practice, by the way. Just as you are, breathe all the way in and all the way out. Just as you are, breathe into the grounded nature of your being. Maybe you're off in the cosmos somewhere. Maybe you can feel the earth beneath you. It's not about how amazing you can connect. It's about allowing and opening yourself up to the connection. Breathe into that inner horizon. Envision your thumbs out to either side. And in that inner realm, expand. Wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers, sway your head from side to side. Stretch your arms back behind you. It feels so good, doesn't it? Bend your knees, feel your feet on the ground. Notice how your inner world has expanded. Bring your knees into your chest. Give yourself a nice hug. Rock and roll from side to side. Massage that back body. Give love to your nervous system because, believe it or not, we got into deep layers of our being. Well, at least I did. I don't know how you guys are engaging and what you're doing. Come all the way back through the center. I just hold this vision as if we're really in person and in class. I can see those of you that I've practiced with. And if I haven't practiced with you, I hold space and I continue to welcome in people who are hungry to expand their perspective. So if I know you're watching and viewing, I keep you in my inner altar as I teach, just by the way. Roll over to one side. And then slowly come up seated. And if I haven't seen you practice or I haven't seen you practice in forever, it's not a big deal because I have this brain that remembers things forever. I guess you could say my long-term memory is way better than my short-term memory, but it's all there regardless. Once you come seated, I want you to feel your legs, squeeze them. I want you to feel your rib cage. I want you to hug your shoulders. I want you to feel your neck. I want you to feel the physical container that your nerves are gaining feedback from. And then inhale your arms wide, right? Open your eyes so you can see your thumbs. Very Kundalini of me. And as your arms go wide, you can see your thumbs. I want you to slowly bring your hands from that wider perspective right here. I don't like sitting in front of my lotus man. Arms wider perspective right here. Arms are you're gonna feel, you're pulling into the back body. Your arms are pulling in. Yes, it's still a little effort. You're creating that engagement. Thumbs come right in front of you. Know that this is the line you want to orient to. Believe it or not, you do this even when you're flying. Because you can fly without it using any hands. Draw into the belly and then bring your hands straight to the center of the forehead. Breathe into that back body again. Bring your hands to your own heart. Turn the fingertips forward. Allow the breath to be. Allow for a softness. Allow for an ease and a kindness with yourself. Allow yourself to breathe into the layers of yourself that you can now see differently. And when we shift our perspectives, it's a miracle. And that's what a miracle truly is. It's a change in our orientation. And when we can pull out and be more expansive with the intention of coming back and making the connection, our relationships to ourselves, to our thoughts, to our own heart becomes a priority. And when we integrate all of them together, we can step forward with a collective vision for generations to come, for the moment that's before us, that's calling us forward to that light that we will greet and say hello to once our eyes reopen. And so it is. Amen. Alleluia. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. However you say it. Namaste. And let your head bow. Let your palms open. Let your eyes open, looking into the palms of your own two hands, so that when you return into a softer connection to the intensity that surrounds you. And that intensity is volatile,
and it's also sweet. It's also exciting. To me, I keep the perspective of, wow, I get to be alive in a wild time of history. And then it's also overwhelming because there's a lot of reality checks, right? The hard truths are coming forward. So however you find yourself, wherever you find yourself doing this practice, whether you've been with me live, which I love it when you can be, but you all know the energy is just as potent when you watch the recording, and the recordings are here for you so that you can come to them anytime. This is a great practice if you need the movement, if you feel lethargic, do this practice. If you feel like you're all over the place, do this practice, okay? There's a lot of fire in this practice, so I should add a little flame, because we have, when it's empty in the sky, then we know we want to add more, right? We have the permission, we have the insight, we have the awareness to bring it forward, okay? So I don't want to talk anymore. I would love to listen. So I listen to the cosmos. There's a spectacular alignment, which today as I record, this is February 2nd, Groundhog sees his shadow. We have more winter. It makes sense that we have winter. It's the midpoint of the season. We just needed something fun to do, except for it feels like Groundhog's Day. It feels like Groundhog's Year, right? But the sweetness about today is it's also that midpoint of winter. There's in the celestial direction of the relationship between the sun and the earth. It's symbolic, is the name of it. And it's literally where we're midway point from the winter solstice to the spring equinox. So it's kind of like a crescent moon, trine. It's beautiful. And so guess what? The sun and the moon and the earth right now have a harmonious relationship to each other, whereas one season is beginning, the other one is closing. And there's just a real sacred alignment, and I share those extra little details with you because when you can expand your perspective to include perspectives that you haven't included, to bring in ancient technology in a modern way, what we are given right now is a kiss from the heavens that we will carry on. We just have to be okay that there's still a point of integration. We're so used to the digital way of it experiencing, and there's a little call to be more of an analog, more of a slowing down and a connection. Okay, so I'm literally gonna stop talking. I thank you all. Believe it or not, I have very little Aquarian energy in my chart. I just have a lot of Gemini energy and Libra energy. So wherever you are, I thank you.